This is Darren from Open Road Toyota Richmond, and what I have here is the 2020 Highlander Platinum Edition. So in this video, I'll be going over all the functions and features and what to expect when you pick up this brand new vehicle. Also, I'll be linking timestamps in the video just to save you some time, so it would be in the comment section below. And also, as for the keyless entry, automatic parking brake, the SOS Safety Connect, I'll be linking that in the description, so feel free to check that out if you want more information. So let's get started. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to show you in this video is remote start. So, if you have the key right here, which I'll show you right here, if you press on the lock button once, twice, third time you hold it, so let me show you, once, twice, hold. Alright, you'll see these indicator lights, all the lights flash, that means it's starting up. So the reason for that is that if you park those across the street, you can't hear it, but you can see it. Alright, there is a safety feature in here, where as soon as you touch the handle and open it, just like this, it's going to turn off the engine. So that is an emergency kill switch feature that is actually put in there. It just turns off the engine when you touch that. Now some people go like, well, what's the point of that if it's just going to turn off the engine? Well, here's a point of why they actually put that in there. So for example, if you had a toddler, they can't just get in the car and just put it in drive and start driving it. That's one of the safety features. Now, as for it turning off, this is mainly used to climate prep your vehicle. So for example, if it's really hot, you parked it in the sun, last thing you want to do is get in your brand new car and get burned. So this actually makes it nice and cool for you. Also the other way around where it's really cold and you don't want it too cold is to climate prep it. So let me show you one more time how it is. If you do it too fast, too slow, it's not going to work. So you just want to see the lights. 1, 2, third time you hold it. And then to know it's on, you'll see these lights blink and then it turns on. So for example, if you want to turn this vehicle off, but you don't want to go all the way across the street or just to turn off your vehicle, just press and hold the lock button right here, and then it should turn off just like this. And there you go. So that is the remote start feature to this vehicle. Now I'm going to move on to the back and show you the rear. Alright, so at the back of the vehicle, it's going to have the keyless entry feature. I do have a video on that, a separate video, so you'll find it at the top right hand corner over there, or the bottom of the description if you want more pretty much information on everything you need to know about the keyless entry system. But for now, I'm just going to brush over it and show you that yes, you can press this unlock trunk button right here. Yes, you can press it to open it, or if you have the key with you, press and hold the bottom right here. So let me show you how it looks like. There, that thing right there. So you just press this right here. It should make a beep sound and open. So just like this, opens up all the way. So you also have this right here. This is to close the back door. So you press this, comes down all the way, press it again to stop it, press it one more time to push back up. Now for example, if this is a bit too tall for you, just like this, it's really high, or if you have low ceilings, how you adjust it is actually, for example, press this once, comes back down here. Well, say you like it this high, right? Say you're a short person, or say you don't want to reach that high up. So what you can actually do, press and hold. If you hear those 4 beeps, next time you close the door and it opens up, it will only go this high. Now, for example, if you want to reset it back, all you have to do, manually push this up, all the way back up, then press and hold, and then that's how you set it. You just press and hold and you will set it to how you like it. So as for the back over here, let me show you. So I'm going to make this a bit 2 parts. So one, I'll show you the seats. Second, I'll show you how to take out the spare tire. So as for the spare tire, there is one just underneath this. So to avoid you from having to bend over, let me just show you. Underneath here is your spare tire. Alright, now how to take that out? Very simple. You have this cover right here. So when you pull this up, you'll have your kit just right over here, and here you go. You will have instructions on how to do it. Now, to save you some time, let me just show you pretty much just what to do. Alright, so you got this over here, and over here is actually where your jack is. Do you see that? Your jack is just right over there. So as for that, you do have this over here. It's a little bolt. So you take this, right? Take it out, and you put this over here, and then pretty much you just use those tools and you start turning it. You turn it, and then what will happen is that this wheel down here will come down slowly on a string, and then you can just unscrew it and put it back in, and then take it out. If you have roadside assistance, you don't have to do that, then that's fine. But this is for people that, if you really want to take out that spare tire yourself, then this is how you do it. So all you have to do is just, take this out, put this back in here, put the cap back on, and then fold it and forget about it. All right. So one other thing is that this car does usually come with a tonneau cover, which I actually put right over there. All right. So if that's the case, here, let me show you. You have the seats right over here. Now, if you want to, fold the seats back down, you take this, pop this up, and then as soon as you go a certain point, what's going to happen is that the top will just automatically collapse. Like this headrest will just automatically collapse up to a certain point. All right, and as you can see over here, this is actually where the tonneau cover would go. And that cover just goes all the way back here to cover it so that no one can actually see what you have. You also have these seat belts right here. Now, the seat belts will get in your way. Now, if you don't want them to, all you have to do is, see the seat belt right here? Take the seat belt out here and put it in this hole right here, and then put the seat belt in here. This is that if you do not want this out. All right? Now, if you do want the seats up, all you have to do, take this, pull it up, and then headrest, push it up just like that. And then as for this, just take the seatbelt out, just like so, and then they can have the seatbelt. Now, as you can notice over here, it's kind of, straight up, like almost a 90-degree. So this over here, if you wanted to make it further back, just grab this, and then, see, you can pull it further back. Now you can pull it all the way up here. It will touch the window, but you can definitely still close it. But then the passenger here will be a little bit more comfy. Same thing on the other side though. So let me just show you. Put this back. Now if you want to fold it down, if you keep pushing it, it's going to collapse and fold down just like this. All right, so that's pretty much it for the rear of the vehicle. Let me show you the passenger side seats and pretty much what to do and how to slide them in and out. So just close this, press this, just like that. All right, then let's move on to the passenger seats. All right, so now I'm going to show you the passenger side. So when you open this up, you will see that first you have this. Now again, if you don't have some of the features in here, there's a huge chance that you don't have the same model. But this over here is for shade. Now if you also get that on the other side too, but you can still see through it. You just won't get so much of the sun. You also got some nice ambient lighting in here, and you got these nice leather seats. So actually I'll show you the seat controls. So this over here, all right, this is mainly to say, for example, if you had those seats back over there, you can actually pull this and then slide it forward so you can get in and out. So as you can see, I put back the tonneau cover, and those are carpet mats that come with the vehicle. So this is just another way to, you pull up, step up, and there you are. Now, you also have this over here, right? This is another way to get out. This is just mainly for if you're sitting at the back and you want to get out, and you can't have access to this. But this over here, you pull it, then you can step back down. Now there are a couple other controls on the seat that I'll talk about. Mainly this one over here. As you can see, there are two. So one is this over here. When you pull this, you can actually slide the seat back and forth, but this won't collapse. All right. So this over here is just, if you want to be comfortable here and the back is not being used, you can just, adjust the seat accordingly. So now, last one is this. So when you pull this, it won't actually work until you pull this. So as you can see, it collapses it. So what that button actually does is that when you pull this, it will actually fold flat. So see, I'm gonna pull it just to show you. Just like this. So what you can actually do is have a flat surface. So they say if you wanted to, you can actually, probably put like a single mattress in here, or you want to make a, put like a table or something, you definitely can. Same thing on the other side though, you can definitely do the same. And that is what the seat controls are. Now, as you can see over here, cup holders is right over there. You also get 2 USB charging ports right over here. And then this over here is if you wanted to charge something. For example, if you had a laptop, definitely do that as well. You got climate control right over here. All right. This is to control the heated seats for the passengers and climate control. Other than that, you get this beautiful panoramic roof that can be controlled over there. And that's pretty much it for the passenger side. So now, let me show you the driver's side buttons. Now I'm going to talk about the driver's side. So as you know over here, as you can see, it's a change of scenery. Just because I was actually in the showroom over there where we deliver our vehicles, but right now I can turn on the vehicle and it's okay. Just because there's ventilation in here, previous location didn't. So it's also a lot brighter as well because I'll be talking about the driver buttons just over here. A lot brighter, right? All right. So first thing is keyless entry. So as you can see over here, I did make a video of keyless entry already, so check it down. Description at the bottom. But let me just brush over it. You press this to lock the car. You put your hand at the back right here, opens up. Now if you open just this, the driver door will actually be the only one that's open. So that's actually a safety feature you can adjust in the settings if you don't want anybody jumping in your vehicle. Now, as for, say you don't want to take out your key, yes, you can press this twice and unlock all the doors, but if you put your hand just right here and just hold it, you'll hear a second beep over here, and then that's when you can open all the doors. Also, what's really neat is that you see that entry light over here? It's a nice bright light. You can actually see, it says Highlander right there, and actually project it on the ground. Like I said before, this car looks really neat once you're in it. So let me just turn on the vehicle just to show you most of the settings right here. So pressing this, turns on, really nice. So now I can actually show you these buttons over here. The reason why I turned it on is because, well, first, this over here won't work if I didn't turn it on, and these memory seats too. So let me show you over here. All right, window controls, window lock. So if you press this and it is lit up, that means no one else can touch the windows except for you. You got the unlock and lock feature. This over here is to adjust the mirrors. So if you want the, that one moved, left joystick, up, down, left, right, just like this. And if you want the right one, same thing, just like that. I'm not sure if you can actually see it move. There you go. There you go. So that's it right there. You put it back in the center if you don't want, to accidentally move it again. So I'll talk about the memory seats after I've shown you the electronic seats right here. So forward and back, just like this. Forward, backwards. Front part of this control moves just the front right here. So this is actually really neat. You can actually have it how you like it. I actually find this pretty comfy. This back one here, if you move just the back up and down, it's actually the entire seat. All right, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 6 ways you can do this. This over here is for the backrest. All right. Other than that, this is to push back the lumbar support. This is to push out, so it feels like a little cushion. It's really comfy. So if you do have this, give it a shot. It's really neat. Other than that, you have this over here. Pops open the gas cap. It does take regular gas, so you press this, pops open. This over here is for the front hood. Extra storage right over here, and you have all these. All right, so this over here, windshield wiper de-icer. So it looks almost the same as the front defogger right over here. Do you see that? Front defogger and the rear defogger. So this over here looks like that, but what this actually does is that when you turn this on, here, I'm gonna show you. Just like the back, it has those wires, or I'm not sure if you can actually see it right here. Sorry for the brightness, but you see those lines, right? What they do is they heat up, but you get the same thing, but at the front over here. No, I'm not sure if you can see that. And okay, no, unfortunately you can't see that. But what it is it will actually be the same thing, but just for the windshield wiper blades, so that you can actually de-ice your windshield wipers and actually have them warmed up for you in the wintertime. All right, this over here, when you press that, this part to this part will heat up, and this part to this part will heat up. So it's actually a great addition to have, if it's wintertime, you have this over here. You press this, opens the back. You press this for the automatic high beams. So how that would work, as you know, high beams, press it out just like that. You'll see high beams right over there. I'm not sure if you can see that as well. High beams. When you press this auto button, just like here, press that. As you can see, instead of blue, it's actually just auto. And as you can see here, high beams, it's not working, right? Well, it's not that it's not working. What it is actually it senses that there are vehicles in front of you. So if you're on the highway and there's someone in front of you, it'll actually turn it off. But if there's no one in front of you, it'll go back and turn it back into regular high beam. So that's that feature over here. Now you do have to engage the high beam before this works. So you can press it on, and then if the high beam's not out, it's not going to work. If you engage the high beams, then you see right over there that A, that means it's working. Other than that, you have this over here. So let me show you. You press this, you get a 360 view of the entire vehicle. Now, if you're a perfectionist, then you want to, park it super straight. The only thing is that the door, I opened it, so it's actually warped, but the camera's actually right underneath the mirrors. So let me just step inside the vehicle. One other thing is that you have this over here. This is just to set the trips. So right now, trip A, press it, trip B, press it again, back to odometer. Now, if you want to reset the trip, press and hold, sets it back to 0. All right, same thing, trip B, press and hold, back to 0. All right, so I'm just going to leave it on the odometer. This over here is actually to increase the brightness. So I'm going to, as you can see my finger just right here, increase the brightness, decrease the brightness. Some people find it too bright. You can actually adjust it, and it actually works on, most of the stuff in here. I'm going to turn it down really dim. As you can see, these buttons are also affected as well. Now you can actually press it, just keep pressing it to increase the brightness, and then there you go, the buttons are lit up again, full blast, just like that. Oh, high beam's still on. Let me turn that off. All right, so other than that, let me talk about the steering wheel next. All right, so as for the steering wheel, what you have here, many different controls right over here. So let me talk about the right side first. This is for cruise control. So if you press this, you'll see right now it says radar cruise control. All right, active. So this over here, if you see right up there, that means cruise control is active. Set and resume, same thing for every other cruise control. So if you're new to cruise control, what it does is that, for example, if you're going, say, 80 on the highway, you press set, you don't have to press on the gas, it will automatically go. Now, as for resume, it doesn't automatically speed back up for you. That's why you would want to press resume. Cancel is to cancel the setting, and just to, put another setting in. This over here is radar. So what that is for cruise control. I'm going to press it once. You see those bars right there? 1, 2, press it again. 1, see that? So it's like, first bar, 3 bars, second bar. So what these bars represent is how far you want to follow in front of you. So, you can actually see it on the heads-up display too, right over here. Right, pretty neat, right? That's actually the heads-up display. Now only some models come with it. Now again, for these features I'm showing you, if you don't have some of the stuff, chances are you don't have like this trim. So let me just show you this over here, and what this does is actually represent how far you want to follow. So for example, if the person in front of you is going 80 and then you're following him at 80, what you can actually do is that, well, pretty much if he slows down to like say 76, your car will automatically slow down to 76 as well. So this over here is just radar. All right, this over here is different. So let me just turn off cruise control. When you press this on, you'll see that right there. What this is lane tracing assist. So pretty much it's also used for, highway usage. But what this actually does is that when you're driving on the road, and then, for example, if you didn't signal and you're accidentally drifting to the right, it will actually stop you from turning, and then pretty much just nudge you just back into place, but it won't steer all the way for you. So that's just a safety feature to have, mainly used for cruise control as well. But that's pretty much it with that. Mode is to change between AF, FM radio, just like this. Press it again, and I'll press it one more time. Now back to FM. Now, if you have Bluetooth already hooked up, then pretty much this will also change to Bluetooth. This is for different radio stations, or if you have Bluetooth, different tracks. All right, so I'm going to talk about the left side over here. This controls everything on that screen. So let me show you this. This over here, if your Bluetooth is connected, is to pick up and hang up calls. So for example, if someone calls you, you press that to pick up, then you're going to talk through the car. Now, if your phone, chances are your phone will also have the same thing. If you answer with your phone, it's just going to go through your phone. So if you want to answer with your car, have to press this, or if it pops up right there. Now, one other thing is this over here is voice command. So when you pick up your brand new vehicle, when you press this, it will say something like, oh, do you want to do voice training?
Before you start,
see, just like this. So I'm going to press OK. And then you see that you can say call so-and-so, find this, get directions, all that stuff. All right. So the reason for voice training is just to say if you have an accent or you talk so fast just like me, then you can actually get it to better understand and recognize your voice. Other than that, you got this over here, volume controls, right? Yes, there's a volume control right over there, but this is for more of, you can have your eyes on the road and do this at the same time. So as for the steering wheel controls, I'm going to show you this screen. All right. So up, down, left, right, just like a remote control. So let me show you. When you go, so right now I'm on the Leaf tab, right? This over here is just driving information. Now the most popular one is the speedometer and distance to empty. When you go down here, this is the compass. All right, so for example, if you turn on the lane tracing assist, which I just turned it on up there, and as you can see, you get a compass, and pretty much if you are on one of the lines, one of them will flash. All right, so that's only if this is on. So let me just turn it off, and you just get compass. Now, down here is whatever's playing on the radio. Down here is, well, if you're on all-wheel drive mode, like how much power is being used, also the pre-collision system. As you can see over here, these are all the safety features. So what you got is the pre-collision system is already on. Parking assist is pretty much the sensors, and also blind spot monitors, pretty much those things. The corner over there, not sure if you see that, and one over there. They will light up orange if anybody's in your blind spot. Rear cross traffic alert is like the opposite, but that is for when you're backing up. So if that one's on, that means someone's coming from, and you're backing up, someone's coming from the left. All right, same thing for the other side. Now, this over here is the settings. So this, if you wanted to, you can actually adjust the settings. Let me just turn it down so you can better see it. There you go. Okay, so as you can see over here, you can actually adjust lane tracing. Now, if you don't want it to, like, say, lane tracing assist, I talked about if you don't signal and then you just like go over here and then it'll actually stop you. Now you can actually turn that off if you'd like. Other than that, you got the pre-collision system. That is always on. You can adjust the sensitivity, blind spot monitors, all right, this and all that, okay? So this over here, also the heads-up display, you can actually adjust that. So that is this over here. I find this really neat, heads-up display. You can actually turn it off, turn it back on. What you can actually do, if you press and hold, you can actually show, what you like, brightness and position. So right now, that is the position of it. If you go right down here, you want to like this, all right, press that, and then you can actually have so many settings on this. So this is actually one of the only vehicles that has all the settings for it, and you can actually rotate the HUD and all that stuff. Okay, so that's pretty much it for this. As you can see, this over here is for maintenance and stuff like that. You can actually adjust the maintenance. If you're thinking, if you saw this right here, right, tire pressure warning system. This over here is to open the back if you don't want it to automatically open for you. You also have this over here, which I can talk about because actually that button is actually right here. So don't worry, I will go through everything. But for now, that's pretty much it for this multimedia display right here. Oh, also down here, right now, it's saying this over here checks if there's anything wrong with your vehicle or anything going on with it. For example, low windshield wiper fluid, to your key running out of battery soon, to pretty much see driver seatbelt, because I don't have my seatbelt right now, so I can move around to show you this stuff. But right now, the only thing that's an issue is that I don't have my seatbelt on. So that's pretty much it. Let me put it back to the most popular screen, and then I'll be talking about everything right here in the center, and then I'll move on to the infotainment system next. All right, so climate control, infotainment system, the mirror, and then all this. Don't worry, I'll get through all of this. Again, I'll put timestamps just to save you some time. And again, if you don't have some of this feature, chances are you don't have the same trip. All right, so let me just get started on it. All right, before I talk about this, I am going to talk about this over here. So this is the center console. Now, if you're wondering what this is the wireless phone charger. Now, it only works if your phone supports wireless charging. So from what I know, for iPhone 8 and above does support wireless charging. Now, this over here is pretty much, you can put your phone. Now, I would show you with my phone, but I'm using it to record, so unfortunately you can't. There's also a little warning thing here. I'll save you the headache of reading this. Pretty much what that says is that if it's on, don't put anything like keys on it because it will heat up. Okay, so if you put coins and everything and this is still on, it's going to heat up, it might burn you, so just don't do that. Now, if you wanted to put something on it and you don't have wireless charging, just press this, turn it off, just like that. Then you're free to put like coins, whatever you want in it. But just pretty much just remember that if you don't have wireless charging, you want to put something on it, just turn it off. 100% turn it off. Now, if you have wireless charging, you can actually put your phone there, close it up, and your phone can charge. Now, as for the center console, all you have to do is lift this up, and then you can put stuff in it. As you can see, huge storage space. It's huge. Wow, that's actually quite big. You also get a charging port just right in there too. So that's pretty much it for this. All right, so let's talk about this. I already mentioned this in the previous video, electronic parking brake. So if you, as soon as you put it in drive, turns off, put it back into park, turns back on. Pretty neat, right? I did explain this in another video as well. So pretty much what this does, holds the brakes for you. Now again, you have to have, well, not I said again, but I made the video on it already. So I'll be linking that probably in the, that corner or description. So this over here, I'm just going to just brief over what that is. Pretty much can hold the brakes for you so that you can let go of the brakes and it will still hold the brakes for you. So drive through, perfect for that. Waiting at the border, perfect for that. Many different examples as well. So check that video out. You also have this over here. What that is actually automatic engine stop. So for example, if you actually want to turn that off, you can, but it's already on. And what that is that if you press on the brakes, and so pretty much if you're on the highway and it's or not highway, just any streets in general, if you're at a stoplight and you press on the brakes, it will actually turn off the engine, just the engine. Now, if you wanted to pretty much turn that off, some people don't like it, you can definitely turn that off if you want to, but that's just to save you a little bit of gas. This over here is for if you're going downhill. So for example, if you are going downhill every day, for work every day, that would severely wear out your brakes. This over here, when you press this, it switches the engine in a lower gear, so you actually go down the hill slower, but you're not using the brakes. Snow mode over here is to give it 50-50 power to all the wheels. So as you can see over here, snow, right? Says so right there. And what that does is that, it's not 50-50 all the time. It is all-wheel drive, but sometimes it's 80-20, 70-30, depending on the situation. This makes it 50-50. All right, this over here is traction control. You can turn that off if you wanted to. Again, it's always on, just like this. So what traction control is that if one tire spins faster than the other, it senses your car is slipping, and what it'll do is that it'll press on the brakes, it'll pulse the brakes on the wheel that's spinning the fastest, and pretty much to get the same amount of traction and to get on the road and get out. This is to turn it off. For example, why would you want that? Well, if you're really stuck in the snow, you want to rock your car back and forth, it's just going to confuse itself. So that's why you would want to turn that. Just turn that, press that if it's a last resort. This over here, driving modes. All right. So most people are familiar with sport and eco mode, but you have mud, sand, rock, and dirt. So if I go like this, you get mud and sand, just like that. Rock and dirt this way, rock and dirt. That's pretty much presets. So I'm going to press that because if you do mud and sand, it just turns off the pre-collision system and all that stuff. So let me just push it down, turn it off. All right. So yeah, these are just different presets, mainly for off-roading. But let me talk about this over here. So for those of you who aren't familiar with Eco Sport, press down over there. You'll actually select Eco Mode just like that. Eco Mode reduces your throttle, but saves you a lot more on gas. You press it up over here for Sport. All right, just like this, Sports Mode. You'll know because it'll turn, red. Now, if you, which I'm gonna go to Eco, it'll turn blue. Normal mode is just in regular, basic, transparent color over here. All right, so Sport Mode is the opposite of Eco Mode. It will go a lot faster when you press on the brakes. Other than that, you have more USB ports over here. This particular one is different. Now, this one over here, yes, it can charge your, stuff, but what this actually does is actually support Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. So unfortunately I cannot show you because I'm using my phone for this, but Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, I'm going to tell you what that is. So you plug this, your regular charging cable, plug this into your iPhone, and let me show you this over here. You see projection? That's actually for Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. So when you plug that in there, that projection will turn into Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. You plug that in your phone, And what will happen is that it will turn this screen into pretty much your phone. And then it'll have any compatible apps will be transferred on that screen. Now, if you have Android, it's a little bit different. You have to download the Android Auto app in order for that to work. So same thing. Most people use it for Google Maps, but in this case, this particular trim has navigation. So that's pretty much it to the center part over here. So let me talk about the climate control. All right, so the climate control over here, I'm going to talk about that just briefly. You got this over here. This is not part of the climate control, but some people are wondering what this is. Hazard lights, okay? Other than that, you get the climate controls over here. Front defogger, all right, so if it's getting foggy. Rear defogger plus the mirrors as well. If you press this, the back will defog, also the mirrors as well. All right, other than that, this over here is to increase the fan speed. Let me just go back to just home screen right here. So now let me just press it down. You can actually see the controls right over here if you're wondering. So increase the speed, decrease the speed, okay? So other than that, you got this over here. Let's turn it off. Autos for automatic fan control, so automatically it will sense your vehicle's temperature and adjusting accordingly. All right, this over here, you do get dual climate control, so you can have it, see that, low, high. You can have it low here, high there. Pretty much what it does is dual climate control. Now, also, if you wanted to, what you can actually have, you see these? This is for heated seats and vented seats. So heated seats warms up your butt. This over here actually makes it so that it pulls the heat away from you. So what that actually does, actually I probably could show you with this. Got this plastic right here. So I'm gonna press that. When you can actually see over here, see that? It's like almost like sucking it away. So this would be the equivalent of, in my opinion, it'd be the equivalent of like sitting at the back of the, you know, like when you have a fan, you go to the back of it, it's sucking air. That's exactly what it does. It actually cools a lot, like way more efficient than it actually, like, you know, if you wanted to, if you think it's like, you know, cooling seats as in like a fridge, no, it's not going to work like that. Fortunately, it just pulls the heat away from you. So what I'm going to do is, we'll turn this back on because it's kind of weird. Yes, you can have dual climate control just like that. All right. So other than that, what you have here, I'm going to talk about now. Let me just turn this off. So I'm going to talk about the infotainment system next. All right. So infotainment system, as you can see, it's right down here. Right now, this is your home screen. Now, you can actually have it however you want. If you press this over here, you can actually get it on this side. If you press that over there, you'll have it on this side instead. But this over here just has the climate controls. But the most important part, press menu. That's what you get over here. So actually, the home screen, just one other thing, is that it's pretty much like shortcuts. If you press right here and here, it'll actually take you to your phone. But actually, press this over here, you get the full screen map right here. Okay, not full screen, you actually have to have this over here. This is just pretty much for climate controls and all that stuff. So you can actually do it here as well. If you're wondering what sync is, it's just to sync them both, so you don't have to, you know, be the one to actually, like, you know, press on this bunch, press on this. If you're alone in the car, you can just press sync, heated seats, vented seats, and you can have it digital as well. All right, so as for the home screen I was talking about, I want to just tell you what this is. If your phone is connected on Bluetooth, this is another way to have speed dial. So you can actually set, once you have Bluetooth, you can actually set speed dial, so you can just press it and call someone. This over here, when you press this, navigation. So navigation is the same on most vehicles and GPSs. You just press search, enter in your address, and all that stuff. All right, it's like search, type in wherever you want to go, and then it can work just like that. So when you press on the menu, you get all this over here. You get a shortcut for destination. So that is the, you know, that's the maps. You got this over here, audio, what's playing on the radio. So other than that, you have this over here. Now right now, Bluetooth is not added right now, just because I'm not pairing it and making this video. And also, if you do pair it, you can actually see all your contacts here. So I'm just click no. Now, if you're wondering, oh, like, you know, if you pair up your Bluetooth device, does that mean anyone can see it? If you aren't close to it and it like unpairs from this device, what it can actually do is that, as you can see, it will just say this. It won't actually let anybody see your contacts. So that is a nice safety feature to have. Apps over here is for Intune 3.0. So that's another way to connect to this vehicle if you don't have Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. This over here, projection, I talked about it. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. Setup is to change pretty much, you know, the home screen, you can, instead of having it to how it was 3, you can actually have it to 2 or 4 and put whatever you want here, right? Pretty neat. Look at that. Audio, you can put it wherever you want, and all that fun stuff. All right. Some people find the beeping kind of annoying. You can actually turn that off here. Projection settings is pretty much what you want. Apple CarPlay or Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. You also have pretty much just many different settings over here. All right. So other than that, pressing on the menu, info. Last thing I didn't talk about is just like, you know, traffic accidents. Is pretty much what you can have here. Alert history, weather, traffic accidents. If you say, you know, you wanted to get somewhere, but there's a, you know, accident somewhere, you can actually avoid it. All right. You got down here, you know, shortcut to maps, audio, menu, home. All right. But most people just have it on home, and, you know, you can have it to like this or something like that. Driving history. Really up to you how you want this layout. Now it is a big screen, so, you know, you take your pick. So one other thing is that this over here. Now, as you can see over here, it's kind of different. There's many different buttons here. So one thing is that this over here, before in the older vehicles, this is a way to pretty much, let's say if someone's high beaming you, or he's just way like a big truck and it's blinding you. Right now you get automatic dimming. That's what these buttons are for. All right. I don't know if you can actually see that. Let me just focus on that. There you go. See that? This is just the controls for the automatic dimming. See right there. That's for the settings. This is to turn it if you want. But now what you have is that if you, which is back here, there's actually a camera at the very top. So for example, if you have like a huge load at the back and you can't see out the back, or there's a passenger that's really tall, you can actually still see the back with this over here. So back out, and it's fine. If you're wondering what this is over here, these are for your garage remote controls. Let me just zoom in on that. All right, 1, 2, and 3. You can actually pair up to 3 different remotes. So when you press this, I'm not sure if you see this little light there. Do you see that? Oh man, it's kind of hard to see. My apologies if it's kind of, but you see right now it's called Home Link. So if you see right now, it's blinking orange. All you have to do is press the open gate button on your garage key, and that should flash green. Now, if it doesn't work, then you're gonna have to go up directly to the garage and actually sync it. But that's pretty much how it is. You can sync it up to 3 times. Now, if you live in a townhouse or an apartment, it might not work just because they did encrypt it with security and it's owned by Strata. So there's a 50-50 chance it works or not. But if it doesn't, well, chances are they encrypted it. All right, last thing over here is the SOS button. I did make a video on this already, but pretty much let me just, just brief over it. This over here, SOS Safety Connect, you will have to set that up yourself. When you press that, it'll say English or French. You take your pick, and then it will say, did you press it by mistake, or did you want actually someone to help you? Then you say operator. So after you say, say for me, I have to say English, and then operator. And then someone will be on the phone with you. It connects to a 24-hour call center, and they can help you set up your account. So they'll ask you personal information, and pretty much you're gonna have to be the one to be there and accept all the terms and all that stuff. Now, this does come free for 3 years, so it has stolen vehicle locator. It can help you, work with the authorities to find your vehicle, or impact sensors all over the vehicle. If it has a severe rear-end collision, it can actually, call you right then and there, make sure you're okay, and send help if needed. All right, and there's a lot more, but I'll be linking it. Again, you probably already saw it up there, or description right down there. All right, this over here, if you're wondering what this is, this actually closes the blinds right here, as you can see, all of there. Pretty neat. This is actually one of the vehicles with the automatic blinds. So let me just push this all the way back, push it all the way back, and this over here. All right. So when you press this, what will happen is that, well, first, if you press it, it'll just tilt it. All right. So you press it again, and it will close. If you press this, this will actually take the entire thing out just like that. Now, some people will go like, well, if it's 2, why can't it both? Why can't it like just pretty much take this all the way back? Well, the reason for that is like, if it's a big piece of glass, it's going to be too heavy for that. And plus, replacing it, if anything happens to it, it'd be a lot cheaper for you. So, as you can see, it's pretty neat. So let me just push this back. All right. So that's it for this. Oh, let me just There you go. Okay, now it's nice and closed. It's best to leave that on. If you do leave that, it's nice. It's really nice, actually. It's like a skylight at a home. It makes it look a lot bigger. Well, this car is really big, but that makes it look even bigger. So other than that, as you can see over here, I cannot move this. This is just for the person who purchases this vehicle. They're gonna have to move it themselves. Pretty much says your vehicle wirelessly transmits location, driving history, and all that stuff. So I cannot remove it, so I'm just gonna leave that on. Other than that, you got lights here. This is for both lights. This is to turn it off. Right in the middle is for if you open the door, it's gonna turn on the lights. So most people have that feature on, so I'm just gonna leave it. So pretty much went through everything. Now there is the instruction manuals down here as well. Usually you get the wheel lock kit in here too. So this over here is the key. If you wanted to take off the wheels, you're gonna need this key, just because they put the locks in there so no one steals it. You do have an instruction manual down here. Now hopefully I save you some time reading this because it is a thick book. But other than that, that concludes this video. If you have any questions, feel free to contact Toyota. So what's going to happen is that if you have a question that I didn't go over, that you want some more explanation on, I will be looking at the comments every time I work, just to make sure that your questions are answered. But for that, this is Darren from Open Road Toyota Richmond, and I hope this video helped you out and you have a great day.